And they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. Psalm 78, verse 17. Asaph's word, yet, carries the full weight of Israel's contradiction. God split rock, water ran like rivers, and the nation drank. And then they sinned more, not less, more. The pattern Asaph establishes is not ignorance producing sin, but provision producing sin. Israel received water from stone and responded by provoking the Most High. The title Most High is deliberate. Asaph does not write that they provoked God. He writes that they provoked the highest authority in existence. The wilderness becomes the stage where a delivered people show that deliverance alone does not change the human heart. And they tempted God in their heart by asking meat for their lusts. Psalm 78, verse 18. Asaph locates the sin. They tempted God in their hearts. The rebellion began within before it became a vocal complaint. The heart generated the demand, and the mouth gave it voice. They asked for meat, but Asaph identifies what drove the asking, their lusts. Numbers 11 verse 4 records that the multitude and the children of Israel wept again, saying, "Who shall give us flesh to eat?" The craving was not need. It was appetite demanding satisfaction beyond what God had provided. Manna sustained them. They wanted more because they wanted what they wanted, not what God gave. Yea, they spake against God. They said, "Can God furnish a table in the wilderness?" Psalm 78, verse 19. The question itself is offensive. Can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Israel had just watched God furnish water from solid rock. The question was not born from genuine theological uncertainty. It originated from contempt. They already knew what God could do. They had drunk the evidence. The question functions as a denial of what they witnessed, reducing God to a subject of their doubt rather than the object of their worship. Speaking against God comes from a lusting heart. What the heart craves, the mouth eventually speaks. The question also reveals their standard, a table. They are not asking whether God will sustain them. They demand that God meet their preferred standard of provision. Behold, he smote the rock, that the waters gushed out, that the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? Can he give flesh to his people? Psalm 78, verse 20. Israel acknowledges what God did while using it as leverage for what they demand next. They do not deny the miracle, they cite it. Every word confirms what God has already provided. Then the demand follows. Can he also give bread? Can he give flesh to his people? The word also reveals the mechanism of ingratitude. Each provision becomes the floor from which the next demand rises. God gives water, so now he must give bread. God gives bread, so now he must give flesh. The provision never produces contentment. It produces an appetite for the next thing. The word also strips every miracle of its significance and converts it into a baseline expectation. Asaph's indictment in these 4 verses follows a precise sequence. Provision arrives. The heart turns inward toward lust. The mouth speaks against God. Past miracles become arguments for present demands. This sequence does not belong only to Israel in the wilderness. Their wilderness failure is not presented as ancient history. It rather serves as a mirror.